Welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel on YouTube. This is the evening of Tuesday, December the 20th, 2022, and we are supposedly a few days away from uh, a major winter snowstorm. Some people are describing it as being possibly a decade, sort of a decade level amount of snow and stuff. We'll see. I live in Central Ohio, and the problem is this: the snow and the moisture has to come across the Great Plains into the Midwest. I mean, of course, in Central Ohio, if we have an inch or two of snow, it's called a blizzard, and they shut the city down. Anyway, tell you what, be back in a few moments. We're going to take a look at the TidyTuesday data set, which I think, coincidentally enough, may have to do with weather data. So anyway, we'll catch you folks here in the next 15 minutes. Just sit back, relax, and we'll catch you in a bit. Hey, it's two. Elham or that's Elham. So where are you? Where are you? That's 2 a.m. I suppose you could be in the UK someplace. So you're what? You're Lola. Okay, Lola. Thanks so much for stopping by. Algeria. Good grief. How the heck did you find my channel on YouTube? Let's see. Get. But thanks so much for staying up and joining the stream tonight. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Sort of what I was thinking about is the TidyTuesday data set. Hmm. Oh, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Yeah. I enjoy doing the live streams myself and then helping people learn data analytics. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah. So what do you do right now? Are you a student? Are you employed in is it some data capacity? Yeah. I normally live stream Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. That's New York time, East Coast, Eastern U.S. time. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. So do you have any pro what data analytics skills do you currently have? Goal of this data science capstone project has been to acquire national weather data to learn which areas of the U.S. struggle with weather prediction and possible reasons why. Specifically, we focus on the air and the high and low temperature forecasting. So this is the TidyTuesday weather set uh, data set for this week. This is a weekly this is a weekly contest on Thursday nights. They post a data set of some type. Then people go out and download it and analyze it, and sometimes they post results and stuff like that. A master's in economics. Hmm. A major component of this project has been to collect and tidying of the data. This is because to our knowledge, there is no large national data set cleanly containing weather observations alongside predicted values of various time intervals. The process has culminated in two data sets that are continuing to expand as new data is acquired. The first data set contains various observed and forecasted weather values, while the second data set contains city-level variables such as elevation and wind speed. That will be later used to explain the errors in the temperature and the predictions. About the data. Data from the U.S. National Weather Service 12, 24, and 36-hour weather forecast for 160 cities are emailed by the University of Illinois list server. Data starts on January 30th, 2021, and is ongoing. Data is stored here. Okay? City level data for the 160 cities plus is here. The functions used to gather city level data are located here. Köppen classification extracts the Köppen classification for a data frame longitude and latitude, distance to coast, mean wind speed, city's elevation change, annual precipitation was calculated, posters. Okay. So now we know we got two different data sets. Now I wonder who this capstone project was actually done for. Has been to acquire national weather data, the major component. Okay, good. All right. So this leaves us over here now. Well, that's kind of interesting. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, so this is kind of interesting. So let's look at data. So we have cities data, email data, email expanded, model points. Okay. Now, okay. Let's see something. Suppose we come over here. No code spaces. Okay. Okay, so okay. So where's the actual description? The problem was this. The problem is this. So what type of freelancing have you done? This is strange. As you can see here, we're missing the thing, which also means we don't have a description of the data. All right. Academic writing. Okay. Let's see. Do you have any programming background or, you know, as part of your economics degree? Or have you done any programs as part of your freelancing? Okay. So we're looking here. Okay. Uh, just one of the things you want to learn just starting out for data analytics is SQL. Okay. Uh, you know, that's for any data analytics position. SQL is probably number one, followed by Excel and Power BI or Tabula. Because your first job as an analyst may not involve programming, but you can certainly study Python or R. Okay. And I may actually look at Python here tonight. Let's see. Email data expanded. Weather forecast. So we got two things here. Email data organized is ongoing. Data stored here. Email data reorganized. Email data. Email data expanded. Email data expanded 1 year. Email date 1 year CSV. Let's see. Cities is up here. So let's just download cities. So we got it here. All right. Go to file. Raw. So this is the cities database. And we should be able to come over here, do a save as, cities CSV. Now we could of course have just downloaded this whole thing here. Okay. Cities, again, let's see something here. So it says here again, email data organized. Okay, data starts on January 30th, 2021 is ongoing. Data is stored in email organized. Cities is here. Okay. Once again, it says what? email data organized. It says this is the one that contains the data. Download. Well, the trouble is here we don't actually have a description. So what should we start with? City, state, date, forecast high, 2 previous PM. Now there's lots and lots of temperature data here. All right. Now the question is, where do we want to put this? Where do you want to put this? Let's clean up our database, our stuff here a little bit. Let's get rid of all this stuff down here, because I don't know what it is. See, that's for TidyTuesday. All right. All right. So what have you actually worked with on your own so far? You worked with either SQL or Python, maybe, or even R? Okay, so let's do this. I guess for better judgment, let's open up a new folder. Okay, very good. Let's see here. Let's see if we can find the rascal here for us. Oh, we're looking for bearded death. No, no, no. I'm an amateur. I'm an amateur data analyst. Okay. I learned SQL, 20 years ago or more. Okay. Uh, and then maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I got interest. Uh, I started. I had a hobby. Here's a. Here, yeah, that guy there has a lot of good videos on SQL. Okay. Uh, well, yeah, but I haven't worked with it much over the last say 18 to 20 years either. So I haven't really used it on the job in since the early 2000s. But fortunately, the core language hasn't changed. Okay, that's the thing about SQL. The core language is pretty much going to be the same regardless of which database you use. Uh, there's been some features added since I did it 20 years ago. They have things like common table expressions or CTEs. They have window functions. They have advanced grouping functions like roll-ups and cubes and stuff like that. But in data analysis, you mainly go probably use it just to extract data from a database. Okay, let's see. Okay, and here's this site called techontheweb.com. It's a great site for SQL because you can see they got all different types of databases listed here. And they have summaries of the primary functions for all these databases. I use this site all the time. You want to bookmark that one also, okay? Let's see something. Yeah, but I got interested in data analytics 4 or 5 years ago because I got interested in astronomy again as a hobby. And I started observing the sun and counting sunspots on the sun. So I wanted to to visualize my data. And so I somehow came across R. Um, yeah, and I really, of course, there's plenty of good videos on YouTube as far as SQL for different levels. Okay. Uh, uh, but yeah, so I got interested in in sunspots, and then I got interested. I looked briefly at Python, but I'm not sure pandas is really that well developed back then. 'Cause I don't remember anything about pandas, and uh, and so what I did is I learned R. In this sort of period of time, I developed a certain. My skill set's fairly small compared to what R can really do, but I still have a pretty good understanding of R. The various packages like tidyverse and stuff like that. But yeah, that's how I got started, completely self-taught. Then like last year, I completed the Google Data X certification program. It hasn't got me a job, but I'm not really. The thing about it is I'm sort of half-heartedly looking for a job. If a job comes and falls in my lap, I might take it. But I'm not really aggressively searching for work on like LinkedIn and stuff like that. So we have some data. Let's go over here, open up a folder, open folder over here. Let's save this. And there's our two data sets. IP Y notebook. Okay, good. All right. So our main data, our main weather data is email data recognized, okay? Yeah, I'm not really a big Python guy. I've been kind of dabbling in it the last few weeks just to sort of get my toe to get a little bit wet, you know. But I would say R is still my main data. It's still my main programming language by far. Okay. Anyway, so we're going to import numpy as np. All right. Import mat. Okay. So that just sets up our libraries. Weather, read CSV. So this is a IDE called Visual Code. It's Microsoft Visual. What's it called? Visual Code, or yeah, Visual Studio Code. This is an open source project Microsoft has, and you can get it for and you can download it for free. And I believe it's available for Mac, Windows, and even Linux. Okay. Then you go out and you install various extensions to it. Okay. Let's just create cities. Cities. Okay. Then let's do a shape. Cities. All right. Okay. Let's give us a little hint here of this data. Longitude, latitude, K open, not sure what that means. Elevation, distance to coast, wind, elevation. All right. Let's come down here and let's do a. So this first table has 236 rows and 11 columns. Let's just here take a look at D type. Okay. Longitude, latitude, floats, object, open, state, distance to coast, and so forth. All right. So what can we do here? We can do a plot of the number of elevations by we could of course plot uh, the location, but that's okay. We're going to do cities. We're going to try this. Cities. Uh, let's do a value count first. Oh, let's go over here. All right. Okay. Uh, city. What about state? So you can see, Texas and Florida have the two most reported cities. Data from the two most reported cities. Let's see some here. Let's see. Is there an orientation function here? Suppose it came over here and said, here we go. So now we got a bunch of states over here. Most states have 4 to 6 weather reporting stations, it looks like. Obviously, Texas and Florida lead the way. Well, this down here. All right. Not necessarily helpful, so we'll get rid of that. Let's see. So let's read in our main file here. And come down here. Let's do a shape. Okay, so you can see here 81,000 rows, right? Yeah. 15 columns. Let's do a describe. So this summary information will only give us for numeric values. Okay, now the problem is we don't actually have a description of some of these numbers here. So we got the city and state here. Hmm. Huh. Forecast high, previous PM. So what can we do here? Well, again, we got to count the mean, the standard deviation, the minimum, 25%, 50%, which is also called median, and 75% quartiles, the maximum. Now, what normally happens is if you subtract the 25% from the 75%, that'll give us, let's say 10. That difference between these two here is what's sometimes called the interquartile range, or IQR. Uh, what can we do here? So are these pairs? Forecast high, previous PM, forecast low, previous PM, forecast high. And unfortunately, we don't really know what these numbers mean. Forecast high to previous. Does that mean I mean, we could do something as simple as a histogram or a box plot for these numbers here. But this is the only one that says has 2 in it. So you got the previous low, previous AM, right? Previous high, previous. Forecast low, current AM, forecast high. Now the obvious question is this. Is this really the best format for this data? Let's just try it. Let's just take a look. Histogram plot equals, we could do something like this. Okay. Boy, this is sort of interesting, isn't it? Skewed a little bit to the left. Let's do a box plot. Okay, now we got a histogram of the forecast low previous AM. Okay, guys, so this indicates that it's as you might know in a box plot, the square, the 2 edges here represent that inner quartile range. This is the first quartile. This is the second quartile. The difference between the 2 is the inner quartile range. The line here is the median. The whisker plots generally indicate sort of what the range we would expect in the data. And anything beyond these 2 lines here could be called outliers. You notice all the ones outside the outliers are negative temperatures. Okay. 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 Hang on one second. I'll be right back in a moment. let's take a look over here then. And we'll change the name of the same pattern, right? All right. This is more interesting pattern here. Uh, an interesting sort of slope to the data there. And what you notice is you can actually see the same pattern over here. Okay, up here because you see we got the thing tailing off to the left, and you can see that the outliers are going to the left here also. Yes, skewed absolutely. Yep, skewed to the left, right? Is that correct? I think it's left. So I don't know what that numbers there means. So you got the previous low, forecast low. Now, the thing here is we don't have any dates apparently. Okay. So now we can look at the same thing for the forecast high. Hmm. Well, let's look at the two actuals here. Histogram. That's kind of interesting. This is a function of I'm using the Python Seaborn library for the visualizations. Probably the one you may have seen is matplotlib. Uh, to a certain extent, Seaborn's a little easier to use. Uh, and what this does, this is similar to uh, to a histogram, except that uh, because it counts the values. So each column represents a value on the x-axis, and it counts the occurrence. So it's actually it's similar to a histogram in that sense. Let's see, actual, current. Looking for actual low. And here's a histogram. Oh, hey, Yuka, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Well, you had a really long stream yesterday, didn't you? You streamed all day long yesterday and into the evening, didn't you? So, is that it before the Christmas holiday? You could take the rest of the time off to Christmas. Okay, tomorrow morning. Okay. Oh, that's what I'm looking at right now. It's weather data uh, by city and state. the previous high, the previous day's high, the previous day low, the forecast and the actual figures and stuff like that. This here is actually actual low to current PM. So you can see here, yeah, yeah. It's kind of interesting. There's quite a bit of data, but unfortunately, there's no time factor. So we don't know exactly when these numbers were taken. But the person did a lot of work to put the data together. By the way, I'm just here with Lola from Algeria. We're just looking at this data, doing a little EDL on this work here. Uh, Lola, I'll just mention that Yuka is a promising young data analyst, data scientist also. She actually streams live on Twitch several days a week. Let's see if I can find her.
He somehow caught that. I love that.
We killed this team twice last game. We can do it again.
So Lola, here is Yuka's Twitch handle. So be sure to stop by if you get a chance and uh, and see Yuka. Yuka lives on the west coast of the U.S. Isn't that right, Yuka? Do you live in California? Is that right, Yuka? Do you live on the west coast, right? Which means it's what time is it, Yuka? I can't remember. I always get West Coast time. I think West Coast is uh, none. I haven't done any cleaning. I'm just doing some quick plots to look at the data. 3 hours behind. So what time is it? I mean it's six. It's 6 p.m. Is that right, Yuka? Okay, yeah. So Lola, at Yuka streams on the West Coast, so it's 3 hours behind New York time, behind Eastern time, behind me. Okay, so it's only 6:13 p.m. in Yuka's part of the neck of the woods. Okay. Mm. So the x-axis is the temperature. In this case, the forecast high previous AM. Okay. And this is a plot of the actual data for the previous day. So Yuka, what did you work on your stream yesterday? I stopped by for a few moments. What did you actually work on? Python loop functions. Oh, there you go. There you go. So how are you coming with the advent of code? Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah, I don't even try. I don't even try. All right. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that David Robbins was going to take a look at this data, but he didn't. Report, report, and report. There we go. Let's try this. Let's try looking at the histogram. Ah, definitely some skewing going on here. Very sharp peak. Oh, what's the wrong one? Yeah, you could. This is about all. This is about the limit to my Python skills. Interesting. Huh. Look at the difference in shape here uh, between the actual high current PM. Okay, yeah. Unfortunately, there isn't really the main description file wasn't working. The main link for description of the data and stuff wasn't actually working. This is interesting. This is an interesting shape for the current, the actual high current, and this is the actual low PM actual. Well, that's not what we want. There we go. Hmm. Now, what this data actually means, I'm not really sure. Rob Mueller, wait a minute, is Medallion Stallion streaming now? Yeah, he is, isn't he? Yeah. Okay. So Medallion Stallion's getting ready to do some streaming also. Let's see. Actual high currents. The trouble is all these counts are there's no dates associated with them. Because what would happen if you came up here and we pivoted this longer? So you have one row for each one of these values here for each state and each city. Huh. Tell you what, let's come over here to our, let's look at our chats here, okay? Proceeding. Have you looked at this much, Yuka? Oh, look, we got a pivot table. Sales data organized by category and subcategory. Uh, well, it would certainly be a lot easier to do a pivot table on in R. Okay, I'm sorry. Just be simple. There's just a pivot longer command. That was a good thought. Have you looked at this much data, Ayuka? This is uh this is an AI program, Lola, and I asked a programming question that gave me an answer, but you can ask all kinds of questions. Okay, I actually had it write some code for me for her language called Fortran, which is an old language and it's for scientific and mathematical use and engineering, and it gave me the correct answer. It is a fascinating tool. It's actually very useful. I mean, it's a lot easier than going to YouTube or Google even. Okay, I think I'm going to bring my Python session to a close now. Let's see. Oh, okay, let's come over here. Okay, so see what? I'm actually going to take a 15-minute break right here. So while I'm going, you can be sure to hold down the fort. I'll come back and I'm going to look at maybe a little SQL and, also. Okay. So see you folks back over here in 15 minutes.
requirements and limitations. Install dash E. So if you create a new Kama environment for this, Kama creates Python equals, let's just stay safe with 3.9. I'm going to make a brand new Kama environment. We'll install this. I have had a GPT spaz out quite a few times, especially when it generates bigger code blocks. Does anyone know why? What do you mean bigger code blocks? Alphabet launched a play writing. It did? Let me look into that. So high right now, so that's a key. Let me set this one max. Right here. Installed Dolly here. Oh, I'm not in TMUX. Alright, so I'm going to load up TMUX here while that's installing here. It looks like the main thing it's going to have to install is Torch. I'm surprised it doesn't have a requirements that TXT. Let's look at the setup.py. So these are the requirements it's installing. Map.lib, file lock, tail, torch, humanize request, of course TQVM. These are some of the basic ones, but we're just going to create this brand new. Oh, and then it looks like OpenAI connecting text and images. So it builds off of the back of Clip. Yeah, it does look like it's taking Clip and then it's doing the point clouds from that, I think. We have someone in YouTube chat, Venus, asking if I look at YouTube chat. Kind of come over to Twitch. It's a much better place for me to check out what you're saying. I have an idea about a show writing app for parents. But Austria Engineer, I'd love to hear it. My kids have loved reading some stuff that's been created by ChatGPT. So let's look at this. Where's this AI sim will impact all field alphabet? I thought you said that there was a new playwriting Alright, so this is done installing. What we're going to do is go into my TMUX section here, close out of this one. We're going to exit out of here, and then we're going to go dash E, and then we need to install We're going to load up Jupyter Lab here. Now we need to add environment Jupyter. I always forget how to do this. This is something I definitely need to memorize. I always very easily. So I think there's two ways to do it. Pip install iPod kernel once you get or this other easier. And let's name this point mode. Now if I go into my Jupyter session, which is here, let's go ahead and clear the workspace. Bring this down in size a little bit. And then let's go into this examples folder. They have some example data. This is their example core data. Okay. So image to point cloud is second. Point cloud to mesh. Text to point cloud. Let's make a duplicate of this. With a test in it. DeepMind GitHub. Oh, it's for DeepMind. Draw trial. What are they saying in regards to this? See the following note. It's image to sample a point cloud condition of some sample synthetic viewed images. So that's what we're doing here. Okay, so no module equipment yet is installed because we need to go to our point trail. And we're going to call this image to point cloud test. Alright, what's going on here? Let's see in my terminal in top. It looks like my second GPU is being used by OBS. So if I use this first GPU, so instead of this, I'm going to make my push device device 0. And device string. So I think it's just like this. Device. Yeah, that's my CUDA index of 0, which should be my first GPU. Hey Rob, I love your work. Keep it up. Thank you. Same here. Kill me. Hope I'm saying that right. Alright, create your base model. So I'm assuming this is going to download a model from this model configs. What's model configs? So it looks like we have this, all these different models, probably different sizes frames also. Model configs comes from models.configs. Okay. So we're using the base 40M, and it's saying to use 300M for better results. So let's try that second. Alright, so for some reason I thought 40M would be 40 megabytes in size. This is much larger. And yes, I would buy an Apple bit that does this but short bedtime story format. Is it okay live streaming on YouTube and Twitch together? Does it fully? I don't know. Why doesn't use VS Code? I'm new here, guys. Take it easy. Oh, I use VS Code sometimes. You can watch my YouTube video about my setup. Like I was coding for work more than using VS Code, but I think for what we do here on live streams, notebooks can be really helpful because I can kind of jump around, execute a cell of code, and then you guys like follow what I'm doing. Maybe a little bit. So that's the reasoning behind using this. But I do have it here. I think I use it for series. This is some of the code we were working on the other day. Now I have been working with Copilot the last few weeks, or just the past week actually, and I've been really enjoying it. Alright, so we've downloaded. Where's this download to? Where's the directory? In this models directory? No. Okay, so we'll figure out where the dictionary actually is using this load checkpoint. Load checkpoint. Load this directory in VS Code. So if we do code, it'll actually load up that download. These are all the models downloaded from on the internet.
Okay, now where did we leave off? One of the advantages of a database is that it allows you to keep all your data in a single location, so you don't have data spread out across your system. Like we just added, like this way over here. So suppose we want to use it in R, we have to either copy this over there, do a really long path statement, or we can import it directly into Excel. Okay, before that, we're actually going to.
Nice, Lisa, welcome. So, what are we going to do here with this brand new model? We have at our disposal.
Hey, what's the news? Are you ready for that storm to come blowing in there now, friend?
If you're not familiar with
Emmanuel?
basically this checkpoints, weights, this actually gives us like our model weights. Right? I think we could do a sheet. So this is like an ordered dictionary.
Okay.
These are all the different layers within.
Okay.
Could do a sheet.
Uh,
This like the first.
what are the advantages of Excel in terms of in importing data into a SQL Server 2019 database is that SQL Server generally does a good job of guessing data column types. Okay, so let's come over here. Let's do a save as. Okay. Now, we could have also loaded the data. Well, we could have, in fact, taken this data itself and copied it up to SQL Server 2019 from inside of Python, as well as doing it within, as doing it with, as well as in R. But for the sake of this purpose, we're going to convert this to Excel, then import the data into a SQL Server database. Save it. Convert this to an Excel file. Okay.
shapes of these PyTorch tensors are the same shape as what the model expects. And it says, and it actually names them, so that it puts the names. It says it all match successfully. So sometimes you'll find like if you have like a resonant, a flow resonant, and then you try to load in loops for a bit.
Let's just do an import.
Everything's got to match up.
Data source is Excel. Now, in order for this to work, if you got Sequencer 2019 database, in order to import Excel files, you have to install the Microsoft Access 2016 engine. Okay, not the whole database, just the engine. If you search for that, you go and you'll find it. Okay, then you want to select the latest version of Excel. Oops, a path would be helpful. Let's see something. Weather data, cities, destination. Now we want to select the database. This is going to TidyTuesday. Okay. So we'll come over here, and we'll call this weather cities. Okay, let's see how this works. Watch for any errors down here. Good, no errors down there. Okay, let's do another import.
I guess RGB. This is for output image color.
Data source. Again, Excel browse.
Alright, so then we're going to load this image to condition.
Okay. Our destination.
What we're doing at this point is taking an image and we're trying to convert it to a point cloud. So this is just one of the stages So I guess this is like the big thing that it's actually doing, which is creating this.
CBO.
So we don't know how many iterations this is going to take, but I can go look while this is running and see that it is running on our first GPU. Glad everything fit into memory without alternate. So
Okay, good.
So lucky. We're running the smaller model, and they said that it should run in a few minutes. And then what we're going to do is take these samplers and pull out the point cloud it looks like, and then call this plot point cloud method.
Databases. TidyTuesday.
So that's in the utils. This is renders a point cloud as a point as a plot. They give an image path. So it's just using matplotlib to render it. So I believe what we're doing right now. With this, you can just.
So Emmanuel, what's the word out in what's the word from Dallas? I'm here. I'm here with both Yuka with data, promising young data analyst. Also with Lola from Algeria. Now, we could actually take some of this data, plot it, and then plot the average persistence. That could be kind of fun. Let's just start with something easy. We can come over here, plot longitude and latitude, right? Then plot average annual precipitation.
Pretty damn good for estimating this point cloud. And remember, this point cloud that we have is PC. There's got to be a way to render it actually using Plotly or something. Plotly point cloud in JavaScript. We need a 3D scatter plots.
Oh, that doesn't look right.
We've seen this before. We can try. Because it has red view and yellow view. It's not subscriptable. Let's just save this. Oh, that's right. So this is just the location.
Yeah, okay. Now I'm just asking you, are you ready for that storm that's coming in here next day or two?
Let's try to use Plotly Express. You'll see it's doing it itself. Oh, look, maybe it's easier here.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Lola, what you're talking about in the U.S. is this major snow winter storm coming down around now, maybe the 25th. And they're talking, a type of weather storm that only happens once every like 10 years. Not inches, maybe in feet of snow in certain parts of the country, freezing rain. Texas could get hit. Texas got hit a couple of years ago. But yeah, here in central Ohio, I'm going to wait and see. Okay. Uh, the thing about Ohio is this: all these storms come across what's called the Great Plains between the Rockies and Chicago, and they basically wear themselves out. Of course, in central Ohio, we get 2 inches of snow. It's a Yep, that's exactly what they're saying. But we'll see. We'll see. Like I say, in central Ohio, where I live, the storm has to come clear across the Great Plains and go over to Chicago before it reaches Ohio. A lot of times, it just wears itself out before it gets here. But in Ohio, if we get 2 inches of snow, it's a snow emergency. Shut the city down. Oh shoot! You know, and people in Ohio are like panic and they're going to stocking their shelves up and they're buying everything off the shelves in the grocery store. It's like, dudes, the worst it could be, and unless we get 2 feet of snow in central Ohio, the worst that'll happen is the city be shut down for like 2 days until they get the main streets cleaned off. But like I say, Ohio may get 2 to 4 inches. They're saying more than that, but I'm just going with historic numbers. Okay, my experience here. Now, when I was growing up back during the 60s and 70s, yeah, I can remember having 6 to 8 inches of snow on the ground for Christmas, building snowmans and snowball fights. Okay, and here's our weather data. But what you can see is uh, there isn't any dates. So, well, that's not true. We do have dates, don't we? Oh, wow. Okay. So I tell you what, let's do. Let's come back over here. Let's update this column. So this will just be a date column and not a date time, since it doesn't appear to be any dates associated with it. How did I miss it? How did I miss the date? Okay, anyway, so we'll do an alter table. I think so anyway. Update table. Yeah, and remember, Lowell, I mentioned the tech on the web. I'm actually going to use it right now. So we'll do an update. Well, what type of column is this? So this is actually a date time field. Hmm. We want to alter this table. Uh, so what I'm trying to do here, I want to change that column to just date. Update table. Let's do this. This is probably a mistake, but I'm trying to figure out how I want to want to fix the date column to get rid of the timestamp. I thought about just doing an update on the data. That's about doing an alter table to just change the column type.
See what this looks like. Let's see what will come next.
So we don't want to add a column, we want to modify the table. Okay. So we're going to say alter
simple categories of colors. So it's still going on.
Okay, weather data. Alter column. So right now the column name is a date time. So let's see what happens if we alter this table. Oh, there we go. So with a single command, we fixed the date column. Okay, using the alter table, alter column command. All right. Let's do a count.
Let's do a 3D rendering of a cartoon dog.
Okay, so that means we have the same number of reports per day. All right. How come I didn't see that date field in there? Oh, if I recall properly, I think this it's only like 2 dates. 6/22/61. So it's from January 2021 to June. So we had 18 months worth of data. That's okay. That's all right. Okay.
We'll see. Add a random shadows.
I'll be right back in this. Two shakes of a dog's tail.
This one does, it does have a shadow. this interesting? Curious to see about this dog. Yeah, we shall see. Now I want to see what this one beam looks like. But I also want to see what the text. If we can get some of the text to 3D prints working well, that would be cool. What I'm really realizing here though is every time we run this, we do have like a minute to 2 minutes of time to kill. So it's not the best like action thing for a stream. So feel free to ask any questions you might have. I mean, these are some of the examples I'm showing. Look, this is the 3D rendering of that key. I mean, these headphones look pretty good. Isn't there another one that could do 3D from images? You mean in addition to this, or a different one? This Boss Engineer. I think there's a few like a stable diffuse ones. Chris is asking YouTube why the name change from Medallion Data Size to my name on that. I felt like it was just time for a change. I'd kind of been avoiding using my real name because I was a little embarrassed of streaming stuff online, but I got over it. Okay, what do we have here? It's a dog. It is a dog. It's not that bad. I mean, we've seen people, but I say not that bad. Let's plot it a little bit bigger. Point cloud, color, grid size, 1. There it is in 3D.
Let me see something here. I thought I was. I thought I was sharing my screen. Let's take a look at something over here.
It seems pretty crazy that it could do it that quickly. I mean, I think we're just looking at the early phases of what's potentially possible. Let's go to the text to point cloud. That's their
Let me
second
see
example
something here.
that they suggest using. So I'm going to duplicate this one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to switch back. Is that better?
Let's see what we're doing here. It looks like a lot of
There,
things.
there we go. Okay. Oh, well, in your absence, what I did, I imported two tables.
Diffusion
Uh,
magic,
I
classic.
imported. I so I took the two data sets from the Tidy Tuesday data set competition, converted them to Excel, then I uploaded them to SQL Server 2019. And what is it? It's weather data. And I'm not sure what the original function was. I don't remember what it was, but basically what we did, then we came in, used the alter table function to alter the field type from date time to date for the weather data table. Then I checked, and the data goes from January 30th, 2021 to June 1st of 2022. So that means it's what 18 months worth of data, I guess. Okay, but if we come over and we look at what the data we have,
Maybe from the
now the good news
in
is,
the text vect,
okay,
that's why they're
we
saying
have a
the
date.
documentation.
So we could in fact plot any one of these columns along here by date. We got city, we got state,
3D point clouds directly.
uh,
Text descriptions, it's limited. So it's
and
not
we got
just
various fields here. Okay,
but it has downloaded.
so we could come back over here.
Create the sampler. Alright,
Now, the trouble is now we don't have longitude and latitude with this data, right? So what we're looking for, we want to add the longitude and latitude, okay, for our table, all right? So we're going to do a join. Let's do an inner join. Inner join. We'll call this W, okay? They're going to say,
I think it does. Like you have to think that this background is definitely screwing with this 3D image.
longitude, longitude, comma, star. So we want to do on a C dot city equals city, okay? And C dot state equals W dot, okay? Okay. So now we've got a longitude and latitude for these cities and states here, right? Looks like Medallion Stallion's running amok over on Twitch, also, by the way. So, Emmanuel, what's your situation? Are you a student? Are you a data scientist? What exactly is your what exactly do you do in Texas? A data analyst, excellent. So tell me, so how long have you been a data analyst?
Because it'll be cooler to be able to spin it around. So we're gonna use Happy Express. But I don't think we'll have the colors to start out with. These colors. X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. And colors can mean nothing for now. Will it work? Will it blend? Hey! Hey! It works. So think about this. Alright, let's try to get the colors working. So point cloud has hook, then it also has
Well, we could, of course, included.
G. So these are all the red channels. So basically, chords.
Oh, excellent, very good. So what tools are you using for your in your current position?
Chord channel. N, R, them into our data frame.
Crystal Reports, Excel Tabular, and other. You know, Crystal Report. I actually used Crystal Reports probably 20 years ago. Excellent. Okay. So, do you have a degree in like financial analysis or something like that? What's your background? Tabula, a little Tabula, a little Excel. We just can't get away from Excel, can we? So, so we're going to do an insert. Oh, well, nice job on the masters, by the way. That's quite an accomplishment in operations research. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. If you need a junior data analyst, be sure to give them my name, okay? Research. Okay, so how long have you been a data analyst? Let's just try something. Let's try a little fun here, shall we? Let's go over here to
Subset these columns. Integers are required. Okay, so does that mean that we're going to take this? We need to multiply by 255, and then we need to do as type int.
so there we go. You know,
These channels.
I used to say that my two best friends are Power BI or Google and YouTube. Well, I have to tell you, my new best friend is this chat OpenAI thing here. What's it called? Chat GPT or something like that. If you looked at that or not, but I've done some. I actually, for instance, I had to write a program in Fortran to uh, to calculate the results from a particular. It's called the Koltez theorem or something like Koltez. Anyway, it's one of those obscure. It's one of those math things. You may have heard of it. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see.
Aren't you guys excited about this? Hopefully.
I used that Chat GPT interface to create the Fortran code for the Koltez conjecture. We've been at it for quite a while, didn't have you? Wow. You've been at this for over 20 years, right? Be 1997, it'd be 320. Oh my goodness. I've never lasted that long on a job. So in 1997 to 2001, Genius 2004 to 5 led a unit of statisticians.
As long as the screen's still on.
2005-13 lecture at university, 2016 to 2022 business analyst, and now senior business analyst. Excellent. Okay, very good. Very good. Yeah. That's quite the resume, my friend. Yeah. Of course, the old joke about statisticians is what? A man walks into the room, he sees a statistician has his head in a hot oven, his feet in the freezer. He says, "Well, how do you feel?" And the statistician says, "Well, on the average, pretty good." But anyway, enough of that stuff. So we're going to come over here. We're actually going to create a table from this now. into table, into.
We just started over from
So actually, I thought it went right after. So if I come up here, okay,
the more point. My soundtrack is simply reference on YouTube. It's supposed to be copyright free.
weather.
There's a lot of music I wish I could listen to on stream.
So I'm gonna create a new table.
I'm realizing this scatter 3D expects this color to be like a Jordan, like
No, I haven't. What is it?
it's just gonna make them different colors.
Weather
So
stuff.
find a way to split the audio text and exclude music. Be cool. So is there a way in
Okay.
Scatterplot 3D to just make it? Or discrete sequence?
Okay. 1 second here. Let's see. It's right here. Is this it here? Hmm. Projects. Interesting. Huh. Let's sign up, say. Register. Okay, let's come back over here. Well, this is annoying. Let's see. No, stop it. Must contain at least one number, one special characters, one uppercase. I did. Uh-oh, what's this say? Must make sure to make sure to provide email address you use to sign up. Let's register as a guest. Never. Yeah, so it looks like, hmm. So why won't it let me sign up? Yes, log in. Okay. For whatever reason, it's not going to let me sign in for whatever reason. Hmm.
believe this probably expressed up in my key. Interior of a kitchen. Well, this is ChatGPT 3. Who's saying that? This is. I mean, it kind of is. It kind of is dialogue. Like not as good done,
Hmm.
but it doesn't. The 3D pattern, it's cool and all, but it's just not worth the headache. Reload this.
Hmm.
It already makes something. Yeah, so we ran the default one, which was then the prompt is notice it. You notice it. You want to eat the key. Every time I do a steering wheel, I like look at myself and realize I need a haircut. Today's one of those days. So this is what we did before. We gave it the prompt a red motorcycle, and it came up with this result. Then we tried to plot in 3D, which would work, but um, it's just going to take too long. You're making my computer freeze.
Hmm.
So what's another banana phone? Okay, let's try banana phone. Someone on YouTube gave that suggestion. That's a good one. White
If I say
background.
register,
3D. So let's
register
see
as
what
guest.
more specific. 3D rendering, full view, 3D rendering, full view, yellow, banana phone. Did I spell that right? Let's just see while that's running. If their point cloud,
Other courses, okay.
what
Yeah.
parameters
For
this
whatever
has.
reason, it's not going to let me register. It's not really saying anything.
Yeah, it doesn't
Odd.
really take that much. Banana phone. Here we go, folks. You think it's gonna look anything like a 3D banana phone? On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are we gonna be for this banana phone? Let's check it out. Banana phone. What is this? It's yellow. It's yellow. Okay,
Yeah.
banana.
Oh, it's not letting me register even as a guest, which is kind of interesting.
Banana blog. Banana. Well, here's the thing. Phones nowadays are just it's there. It's not like an old school telephone. Let's give it this one. A simple view of a 3D rendering of a corgi in front of a white background. This is the text prompt that they said they gave it. Corgi banana. I like that. Sounds like 3D banana. It's more like a 1D banana.
Yeah, I wonder why I can't sign up even as a guest. This is kind of strange. Let's just try something here.
Extract message right. We find that our methods often produce retrieve messages and return outliers, sometimes missed and sparse objects on their own. Okay, so we have the core prompt. Let's see if
Let's
this
get some
helps.
data.
Start.
Word from SQL Server.
Let's see how this core could be. What? subscribe. AKRWT, thanks for subscribing. What do we do when we get a subscriber on this channel? We spin the wheel. The wheel switches. Screaming something out loud.
Okay.
It's landed on
Weather stuff.
for you. Play TidyTuesday. That worked out. Thank you for subscribing. By the way, if you're not watching on Twitch right now, make sure you go there. Check us out on Twitch. And yeah, use the subscribe button. Hook it up to your Amazon Prime, and you can subscribe for free. So here, what we're gonna do.
Okay. So we got longitude and latitude. We got wind. Then we got cities. Close and apply. Okay. So let's try a field map. Right. Location legend. Location. Add legend. Latitude. Hmm. Let's try this again. Sign up. Let's see. Am I at the right spot? Register.
AKRWT. Thank you so much for gifting the sub. Let's go ahead and spin this. So it looks like what this next thing is going to do is it's going to take a point cloud and it's going to try to make it into mesh. Another science and Alright, so now we have their coordinate that they've provided us,
Hmm.
which is like this point cloud version. And we're going to use their model, which will take this and increase the resolution. Okay, so we're going to start 32. And then it wrote it to a mesh.ply. How do we open a PLY?
Right, I got that. See, it's not giving me an error. It just isn't working.
Viewer. Could this be it? I think this might do it.
Hmm.
Now we have CTM viewer.
Yeah, it's not letting me.
We're gonna open up this file.
It's not letting me create an account. So do I have to come back over here first? Then say sign up for a project, and after I complete the project, I could.
Okay, so
Hmm.
I think that we can put this all together, basically. We can give it a prompt. We can come from an image instead of a prompt. I think we should do it from an image first. Can someone find me a good image on a white background of something in 3D? Maybe something. Let me try testing it. What if I try this?
I did. Hmm.
Background is the hard part. Freeze. Am I still here? Stream from the same box that you're on. Yes. Yep.
Hmm.
Oh wait, yeah. So
Well, I tell you what, friends, I'm gonna go and wrap this session up here. I'll be back tomorrow evening at it again, 8 p.m. Eastern time, U.S. time. Thanks so much, Emmanuel, for stopping by. Thanks so much, Lola. Thanks so much, Yuka. And thanks to all who took part in the stream tonight. It was lots of fun. We got a little bit of things done. All righty. Thanks so much again. We'll catch you folks tomorrow night. And Emmanuel, I'll keep looking in. That's what I got to do to actually get it to actually work.